So this is something I wasn't sure if I was going to do or not, but I figured I might want to. I'm going to be explaining at least my side to this whole perfection nonsense and why a random ass small YouTuber who just does this as a hobby has gone so dang involved they've ended up with their own personal stalker effectively. I say that because I don't know if perfection is actually allowing this dude or not. I'm going to be providing some Gundam Breaker 3 gameplay once I actually finish showing the picture stuff at least, because I got a few I want to show at least. Just to give an idea as to what exactly happened in terms of the initial beginning. This is only going to be like a few pictures, like 2 or 3, because of the fact that trying to find everything would just make this way too dang long. I can at least mention some of the other stuff, and if need be, I can explain more. So, first off, I'm going to address the big thing that Rockman 0EXE has kept hitting me with. And that's apparently that I'm a person who enjoys beating women, or like seeing women all beat up. And that stems from this picture here. I'd like to point out, this character actually represents me personally, and before anybody says it, and before Rockman decides to jump in the comments or anything, I don't really identify either way, lean more towards female. So really, anytime a character is meant to represent me personally, it's always been a female. Yeah, I've been ridiculed about that by friends of mine, so I've already been through that. The tweet in question, if you actually had the context, comes from here, where the idea was to show basically how it felt at the time. Being all outnumbered with all the drama that's been going on, the fact that these guys, with, well, credit to the people who made these four dudes here, because of the fact that I borrowed them to be sort of the generic goons to represent all the other people making drama shit. I couldn't be bothered, so this guy's kind of meant to represent profession, since the majority of the shit's coming out of his camp. Again, I'm not saying it's him. I'm not here to slander the dude or anything. I'm just here to offer at least my side of the story, so you at least get an idea. But yeah, that, and then we had the second one here that I'm bringing up now, once it eventually loads. Or it could just play weird. Really? Frickin' hell. Wouldn't be me if something didn't go wrong. Where I brought in this one, where I brought in the Koikatsu made versions of Reina and my Makote Mikoli, and of course Shiro, which a credit for the Hell Baroness card that I used to make her as a base, anyways. To basically represent the people that have actually been there when it felt really bad. And trust me, it felt pretty bad. So, I don't know if Rotman's doughy or not, and I literally don't care. But as for why I've ended up so far in this rabbit hole that I literally have my own stalker, well, I didn't know of perfection until, come on, until quite a bit down. And then I saw him in a topic titled Since Kale and, or Since Kale and Cleaver and Kale each got his easel, I wish Kefla had gotten one. As you'd this was back 2 years ago, when Perfection, going by the Alfretachi, as you see here, it should also have his crappy. Yeah, there's his little OC. He was in his Kale Khalifa are Mary Sue's and thus they should not exist phase. As you can tell from where we are in the topic now, because quite a few posts have been removed and such, it somehow got into OCs. I'd been watching this for a while and I decided, you know what? Okay, let's fuck with the dude a little bit. So I posted Reina, as you can see here. Bearing in mind, this was a concept of her at the time. I hadn't really gone into more detail on her because I hadn't really thought about it as much. And I was trying to keep her out of main story stuff as much as possible. Really only taking a little bit of inspiration from Goku and having Goku be the one to have influenced her choice of what she wanted to do with her life initially. Nothing like Goku personally trains her or anything like that. It was like you watch Michael Jordan playing basketball and all of a sudden you really want to be a basketballer because he was so amazing at it. I even tried to put in some of the stuff that you can do in the game, such as being able to pick up Gallic Gun and such through PQs. As you can see, he took offense. Hard. I'm not going to go through all of it, because seriously, you can just look up this topic on the Xenoverse 2 board. It's not that difficult to find. I even gave you the title. And just see how bad it got. I did fuck with him for quite a while here, in terms of this topic, and just in general. There's quite a few times he made some topic like... Hell, I can even show it. Let me just bring up my profile. Shoot, where do I find it in here again? Oh, right, I need to log in, don't I? I'm dumb. Yeah, where do I find this? Oh, right, my posts. He made quite a few on that board. Seriously, like... Post your Xenoverse character... Xenoverse 2... Sorry, your Xenoverse character stories. I'm sure that was him. Yep. He made so many. I basically screwed with him a little. I'm not going to deny that. But yeah, from here, wherever it was in here again. From here, it just went downhill pretty hard. He tried to suggest ideas such as being trained by GT, which I went with. In fact, I think he might actually say that like a page or two down. Yeah, you can see I'm definitely screwing with him. Yeah. He basically tries to fix it and all, and suggest ideas. But I'm not going to go too much further with this. We'll have a look at the next page at least. Yeah, he then posts Paragon as his ultimate OC. Yeah, I actually did say that I then bring up that I have roleplayed in WoW before, which was and one of the big rules is you stay out of canon as much as possible. Because I think he even mentions... Where was it? I think it got removed. Although I think he just assumed I was saying Goku was her mentor when I said he was her inspiration. Yeah. It just, like I said, it goes downhill from here. He then made his little video on how he supposedly fixed her and such. Oh, in fact, he even made her in Xenoverse in his own way. In fact, hello, Future Soul here. Turns out I'm a complete idiot who just forgot he had that on his DeviantArt profile. I'm going to be cutting that section of the video, or at least that little bit, so that I'm not going to get hit with any issues for showing actual porn on friggin' YouTube. Seriously, it's perfection. Why the hell did I not expect this? I am just completely dumb. Anyways, on with the video. Bring it back up. Well, okay, as you can see, he still has that damn video up. Which, by the by, he basically is using the concept version. He posted it 2 years ago, but by the point of him actually posting this, I'd already posted a more updated version that didn't use as much. He then proceeded to make her in Xenoverse, as you can see here. Because basically the idea behind it was she's just a plain old human ninja thing that that is weak as hell until Paragon found her. Well, was trained by Chi-Chi, but is basically just high tier human level, I think, which is basically nothing until Paragon found her and Bomale Saiyanized her. By the by, he also did one of my other characters, who the whole point of this character being as strong as she was, if I go back to my Twitter, actually, just make sure it's actually showing up. Yep. So if I go back to my Twitter and actually go to it, because I have a couple of pictures of the two dudes in question, she's actually supposed to keep up with him and him. And they're two of my stronger characters. She's the third member of the team, and thus she's supposed to keep up with these guys. And if she was weak as Paragon is making her out, as Perfection is making her out, there's no way she's going to be able to do that. Which is pretty damn crazy. Rick, did he even make one on her? Or did he just do the thingy? No, it's only coming up with the buzzer one. Okay, that's cool. So, yeah, that's kind of what happened there with that one. So, yeah, for a while, it's just been very on and off with me encountering him in places, to even ending up in his server a few times to try and explain stuff. By the by, he also tried to say that the fact that Claire, one of my other characters, in fact, let me just bring her up. That this character here which I turn out close on, having the mobile suit that I'm currently using, the Gundam Ophelia, in a virtual game, mind you. In fact, I might want to turn that down slightly. As I was saying, in a virtual VR game and not the actual mobile suit itself, was Mary Sue. And you could actually see what you likely would have seen initially in before missions. That being the hangar that we were in earlier. So, really, it's not like she's actually piloting the actual mobile suit herself. It's just a VR game. But apparently, no, that's Mary Sue. The funny thing is, when I asked about it, he was basically saying, in fact, let me actually bring up this one. This one's actually kind of funny. He was basically saying, if I could... where is it? He was saying, or at least one of his buddies, was saying that she should have this as her mobile suit. Yeah, the friggin' Laxus concert Zaku. Because, you know, it's pink, and it's a grunt unit, so therefore it's not OP. It wasn't OP in the first place because it wasn't even an actual mobile suit. It's literally just a game. But anyway, so... yeah, that carried on, and now he's trying to accuse me of being a pedophile because I hang around Charlie and Virgo, and I'm sorry to... well, Charlie, he goes by Brandon now, if I recall correctly, and I'm sorry for bringing it up. It's just providing context here, so sorry for mentioning it. But yeah, he was trying to accuse me of it as well, owing to the fact that I hang around them, and I'm not immediately chewing Virgo out for hanging around someone who's... how the hell do I use that again? Oh yeah. Anyway, sorry. And not immediately going at Charlie, not Charlie, or Brandon, at Virgo for doing that. Which, by the by, if I knew something was up and he actually was doing that sort of stuff, I would be immediately on him and saying, yo, dude, that's not cool. That's not something you should be doing. But because I disagree... in fact, that's pretty much why he hated me in the first place. This whole thing was because I disagreed with him. I didn't dress my characters all skimpily and such. And then I didn't fully agree with him being all like woman or property or woman or such. But the main thing was I disagreed with how I wrote and dressed my females, because I wasn't making them totally dependent on a dude and dressed all skimpily. He must have thought I was dressing him in full freaking plate armor, like you see in... actually, sorry that I keep jumping, I just keep thinking of these. Like you see in... like you see in this picture here, being in all full plate armor, yet they dress like Sonic... not dress, they run like Sonic the friggin' Hedgehog after a monster binge. Just zipping around at lightning fast speeds, flying all over the place, despite the fact as he puts it, the armor should be restricting them so much. When, in his opinion, a friggin' normal shirt and jeans equals you are restricted as hell and will die. Well, that's neither here or there. because I disagreed with him on these supposed points of his. This is why I ended up pretty much on his whole attack list, and the fact that he ended him making the video, because I didn't just immediately go, "Thank you, Perfection, for fixing my character. I shall stick to this story right away." Then along came Dillweed, who basically targeted me pretty much exclusively. I don't know what the hell his thing was. Perfection seems to claim that he was Theron, and that was still working with Theron. He'll probably claim I still am. But I'd like to point out right now, in fact, I'm going to add one more source so you can actually frickin' see this yourself, Perfection, if you ever see this. Where is it in here? Where is it in here? Do, 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 do. As you can see here, Perfection, I have Baron blocked. No joke. I have the dude blocked. Sorry, I'm just typing something here. But yeah, that shows it. I have Theron blocked. Hell, on Twitter, I can even prove I have him blocked there too. Unless he's got some other account that I missed. I think he mentioned something in Savage 17's before the premiere, so I may have to look into that, because apparently he could see it. Or maybe I didn't bother blocking him yet, because I hadn't been bothered. I don't know. But I have not been in contact with the dude since then. I basically have this guy blocked. You can even see my... In fact, I'm going to bring it up again. You can even see my last message to him. This was after the third time or so that we had all told him to his face to stop fucking with Perfection. Like, no joke. We told the dude so many times, don't fuck with him, because he'll just keep going at us. You go in and you piss him off, and he goes off and makes one of his little posts saying that, oh, they got Theron to fuck with me like the pedestrians they are. So we just kept telling him, just stop. Don't. Leave it be. We're trying to leave him be, but we can't, so that he'll leave us be, but we can't when you keep fucking with him. So eventually we just had enough and told him straight to his face, look dude, if you're not gonna piss off and leave it alone, then unfortunately for you, we're gonna have to cut ties with you. And that's exactly what we did. And he's gonna mention the whole Savage 17 thing. I completely forgot that was Theron. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bothered talking to him. And yeah, I've mentioned a few times him and Twitter and such. That's because really at this point I felt pretty much I'm not out of his firing line, unlike he said that I wasn't worth it. For whatever reason. So I just figured, well, fuck it then. But yeah, back on topic anyways. So we just kept going at me for things such as this, the Digimon characters I'd made and their Digimon teams, and the fact that apparently girls don't have megas, which is total bullshit. There is actually characters in Digimon that are female and have had megas. What the frick's the next? Oh, it's over this way. And I've actually had mega level Digimon. But that's getting off topic. He even went so far as to post every single character I'd made on Twitter into Perfection's little OC reporting area. And even went so far as to fix, supposedly, multiple characters, including changing areas, including ones like changing universes for particular characters, such as my Code Vein character of Ash, due to the fact that, well, they don't like Code Vein because Tal DLC. Riddle me that one. But they just kept doing that, and eventually, well, as for the pedo allegation that Perfection's hitting me with, I can provide a bit of backstory for that. So, we were in a Discord server in, I think it was Senpai's server, if I recall correctly. And we were going at Perfection for some reason. I forget what the reason was right now, off the top of my head. I seriously just forget what it was. It was something stupid that it's probably being all as no black woman in SFW that he was doing. And then, for whatever reason, Dewey decided that obviously I must be a little kid. He'd also somehow found out that I was of Maori descent. And he then looked it up on Google or something and saw that Maori tend to be more darker skinned. Or at least there's quite a few depictions of more darker skinned Maori folk. So he must have assumed that that's typically what they are. So of course, and Perfection had said at some point during that, I can't remember when and where he said it, that if you're part dark-skinned race, then you're just as bad. He'll deny this, but frick it. He did actually say that. So Dillweed decided to take that and say that because I have Maori in me, I'm just as bad as any full-blooded. And obviously because of the way I was acting, which I will admit I probably was acting reasonably immature. I'm not even going to try on that one. I obviously must be a little kid. So he started going with stuff like, it's time, your chief said it's time for bed and such. It would take me way too long to try and find the proof. I'd also have to go into Sense server potentially, and I don't even know if he actually still has those channels up, or even if the server's still up. But he did that. And then he tried to imply that I and one other, I'm not going to mention their name, but they probably know, so again, apologies, could join the could go to Lady Arette's school for perfect little ladies, or whatever the hell they call it, and then join the Pride in a support role, I think he tried to pull it off as, when we turned 18. Basically, the exact same shit that he he's accusing Virgo of. I could excuse it if he actually turned around and said, instead of what he did, saying, whoa, yo, Dillweed, no, no, that's wrong. You don't say stuff like that. And left it at that. Like, just told him off for it. But no, what he decided to do instead was because people were starting to act a little weird about it, he decided to pull a no you and bring up that the other person was of underage and that Virgo had known. And basically pull a complete no you on us. Which of course got him kicked out. And this is where that whole Virgo is a pedo accusation came from. Or at least the initial part of it. The reason he's so focused now is potentially because Virgo dissed his gaming skills at one point or another. I mean, I'm not going to diss the guy's skills because I'm probably not much better. But he does tote himself off as this amazing, awesome person, and I'm just a casual. The only reason I'm kicking ass here as hard as I am is because the affiliate is so freaking strong at this point that even hardcore is pretty easy for it. But yeah, that's what happened there with that one. And that's the only reason he's doing it now. But as for Dillweed, he just kept going at me for varying things. He's basically trying to find anything and everything that he freaking could to use against, to try and use against me, to give Perfection ammo on me. Granted, Perfection did eventually kick him out, so I no longer have to deal with potentially it going to Perfection. Hopefully. Whoa. Damn, that was close. Anyway, sorry. But yeah, so I don't have to deal with that, hopefully. Perfection even said that I'm not worth it. I doubt it. He's probably just thinking there's nothing he can really do on me. So it's not worth trying, especially the fact that I'm way, way lower in view count and everything than him. So I'm basically nothing compared to him in terms of anything. Which is fine. I mean, I'm just doing this for fun anyway. I'm not doing this for whatever he wants to do. But, yeah. Eventually, Dillweed kind of just faded away, trying to pretend that he had left entirely or something. Or he turned traitor. Then along came Rockman, trying to be all nice and suggesting that maybe I want to leave. Back away and just leave entirely. So that I no longer have to deal with any of the crap from Perfection or his cronies. Yeah, and then we all saw how he suddenly devolved back into perfect little Perfection follower, screaming hard that I'm doing this and that on all this other stuff, such as his whole tirade about me apparently liking Lolly, whereas with the Pixiv thing, for starters, the first one he tried to, that any of them tried to do that sort of thing with me, the pictures that Perfection was showing were from a game called Dragon Quest Builders. And in fact, I could even show the graphics from that without even needing to go in to the actual game itself. If I'm pretty sure I can show the graphics, or maybe not. Okay, I thought I seriously had pictures of it from here. I'll clear this mission. In fact, I'll just bring up a screenshot. Give me one sec. This'll work. Where's one of him in the town? There we go. Okay, so which one is that? That's the Twitter one. Okay, so this is from a YouTuber called Nakatalele. I probably butchered that, but there's the in-game graphics. Yeah, this is the Switch version, but it's pretty much same sort of graphics in the PS4 and whatever other versions. So, yeah. In fact, I can prove this is actually a video and not just a screenshot. Because there's the video moving now, which is just proving that this is how the graphics are. It's sort of a 3D-ish style to Dragon Quest 1 and 2. It's more of a chibi style than a lolly style. Which is what he claimed at. The other times that the other stuff that him and Rockman were going after, they're from accounts that I probably followed for some other art of theirs, and I just ignore the stuff that is straight up pornographic. There's a few in there, I'm pretty sure, that had a rather adorable picture of Ramelia or Flounder from Toho, and I literally just liked how cute it looked. Meanwhile, they've got other art of Flounder either butt naked or in her underwear, acting, I guess, like she's showing off her goods to the viewer, and I just straight ignore that. I'll even admit, the only time I actually intentionally click on something like that is if I'm in something like Jalboru or Better Image Board, and I don't recall the tag of a particular character because they maybe are the Japanese ones, such as Misty being Kasumi from Pokemon. Well, sorry, Misty from Pokemon being named Kasumi in Japan. So I use that in order to find the tag and find the pictures I'm actually looking for. Instead of just, oh, hey, I'm gonna jack off to Misty because she's hot. Never mind the fact that she's 10 to 12. If I was gonna do anything like that, I'd be looking at an older version of the character, instead of the little kid version. Because I don't like pedophiles, point blank, period. The only time I've even actually looked at anything pedophile was one time where this person was saying, hey, this account is spreading pedo videos, and they linked to the tweet they were doing this in, and I went to have a look to make sure it was what they were saying and wasn't just a smear campaign, because at the time, seriously, pedo accusations were getting flung around like fricking just money. It was just, I hate you, so you must be a pedo or something, and oh, you're down, holding. As I was saying, sorry. But yeah, pedo accusations were just getting thrown around fucking everywhere, so I wanted to make sure it wasn't a smear campaign or something. But the minute I saw that, yes, it indeed was going that way, I was just like, yeah, no. Pause. Report that shit to Twitter immediately. And on top of that, I even did one thing I probably never thought I'd ever do. I intentionally rang my country's police to see if there was anything we could do. No joke. I actually stopped, sat down right there on the footpath, and rang my country's police. I brought up what was going on, told them that is there anything we can do. There wasn't, unfortunately. Thankfully the account got banned. I seriously hope the people that made that Twitter account that was spreading that shit, they got arrested for it. No joke, I seriously hope that's the case. But yeah, I spent the rest of the time I was heading over to my local mall to go to the supermarket, grossed out. Like, legitimately, I felt sick. Because of it. I was like, what even the fuck is this? I couldn't believe it. I was just disgusted. No matter which way you slice it, it was gross. I hated it. I hated that I even had to remotely look at it to make sure. But I didn't want to end up with somebody being accused of being a pedo when they literally weren't. Yeah, it turned out to be true, and just yikes. I even said to that exposing skeleton dude when he was going with that I hate them. I even explained that. So yeah, if Virgo was proven to be a pedophile and doing that kind of crap, I would be on his ass so hard. I'm not even kidding. I would be just on him, asking him what the hell. Because I wouldn't be accepting of that. Ever. And yet, there we are. And we still have frickin'... And we still have Rockman accusing me of that over on YouTube. Thankfully, his Twitter got nuked. So that's something. They're still completely wrong. The other thing that Dewey tried to attack me with was the idea that because in the whole thing, my character has a child with silica of sword art, that apparently that means that, yeah. When I point out multiple times that silica in the story would be at the age of 20 instead of whatever he claimed. I'm not going to turn around and do anything like that. I did not mean to get on that. Holy dang. How do I get off? Get me off. Anyway, sorry. I'm not going to do that sort of crap. He's just doing it to get at me. Really, they have nothing. And I'll bet you after seeing this, one of them, either him or Perfection, is gonna turn around and make some videos supposedly proving it. To which I say, dude, I don't care. I'll just prove that that's not the case. And before you say, oh, I just saw Brandon, or yeah, Brandon's Discord name. Dude, if it started getting to that point, again, I would be on Virgo's ass, or I would be leaving. I'm not kidding. I would be leaving those Discord groups. We don't talk about that sort of crap because honestly, we don't really care to talk about that sort of crap. It's not what we talk about on the regular because it's just not our cup of tea. We talk about just anything that comes to mind. Usually just the stupid ass shit we see on the internet, like whatever the current president of the States is doing. Or just, hey, look at this cat doing dumbass shit. Or, hey, did you see that latest episode of One Piece? Luffy was completely brain dead there. So, yeah. Sorry, it's kind of went on a tangent a bit. I was just meaning to explain kind of where this all began and such, while offering some Gundam gameplay. I was not expecting to go this long. Because really, it's just a mess. He's probably removed most of the stuff I said in his Discord, so there's no real point to infiltrating his Discord or whatever. Besides, it was in his old-ass Discord that got nuked, the Perfection's Paradise one, that most of this stuff happened. I don't think I've ever actually gone into his, shit, whatever the hell he calls it now. That other Discord of his. And I don't plan to. If I'm going to talk to the dude... In fact, let me put this out there to you, Perfection, if you happen to see this, and happen to get all the way here. If you want to talk to me at any point in voice, I'm not doing it in your server or a server ran by your friends. I want it on something like NBA's server. I'm not saying it has to specifically be NBA. To be fair, it has to be someone who, even if they really don't like you for whatever reason, and quite frankly, I don't blame some of them, they can't be biased. I mean, I kind of got the feeling from some of the stream stuff I saw of NBA, of you and NBA's streams, that NBA wasn't exactly too fond of you. But he at least remained impartial enough to not just like completely shut you out and make it all just, oh hey, this other person's gonna just talk and talk and talk and be able to talk over you. But when you talk over them, because they, like you do, you're gonna get called out. But if they do the same thing, I'm just gonna let it slide. No, I'm fully gonna expect that if I talk over you like that, that I'm gonna get called out and told, whoa, Soul, no, let him talk, let him talk. I'm not gonna expect them to just be like, okay, Soul, go ahead. You talked over him, but go ahead. I fully expect them to do that. Hell, I fully expect them that if I keep doing that, I fully expect them to friggin' mute my ass and say, yeah, I'm not going to unmute you till Perfection's finished talking, and then you can make your counterpoint. Because to assume otherwise and allow them to turn around and just completely shut you out and allow me to just go completely over the top of you wouldn't be fair. But I would expect the same from them to you. that if you did that to me and didn't allow me to talk, he was like, no, 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 that's not how you do it. And you act like friggin' Trump during the presidential debates. I would fully expect them to do the same to you. Because that's only fair. So that's the way I would be in a VC with you to hash this out. With a moderator that even if they don't really like you, they're willing to be neutral and allow you to get what you're saying out without me interrupting, and vice versa. I'm not going to do it in your server where because I'm saying something you disagree with, you can mute me. And yeah, I know you'll probably turn around and say that if I wanted to, I could just come into your server, come on your stream, and talk to you there. But then you're controlling the conversation. Which means I could be saying something, and you'll be like, hold up. You're saying stuff we can't say on the stream. I'm going to have to mute you. I'll even try to be nice. I haven't really sworn too much this video, I don't think. I would try to keep the swearing to a minimum. Because, you know, you're all PG-13 and such. But yeah, I try to keep the swearing to a minimum for you. I try to be nice about it. And just explain my position and explain why it irked me so much that you did that. Because that would be fair. And you can explain your side, and maybe we could, if... Oh, come on. Thank you. Sorry. If you wanted to, we could try hashing it out that way, but you're gonna have to do something like that. It's just a place that the two of us could do it with a moderator that's gonna be a moderator, not just someone that supports you to the point that they'll let you talk over. Because, yeah, I've seen some of the stuff you do, mate. You allow yourself to do that. They're supposed to allow you to do that sort of thing, but we're not allowed to talk over you. That's kind of not fair. So, yeah, I would be expecting, as I said, them to call me out if I talk over you, and them to call you out if you do the same. Even to the point of muting you. If we were to do this, you better not be backing out, because that, when they're just like, dude, we're gonna just keep... Where's my head? There it is. You know how you, sometimes in those you backed out because they weren't moderating the way you wanted, which was to just keep them at you. Oh, sorry, to allow you to just get your point across, but you can talk over them without repercussion. No, you would have to abide by the rules yourself. You expect me to not to abide by the rules of whatever? You have to do the same. Otherwise, it's not really a discussion. It's just you going on and on and on when we're trying to just be like, dude, let us talk. So yeah, that's my message to you, mate. I'm totally willing to talk and put this to rest or whatever. But you gotta play nice about it as well. But anyways, that's my side of the story at least, and whatever else I ended up rambling on and on about during this whole thing. Sorry it kind of went off like that. I kind of didn't write a script or anything. Because really I just wanted to kind of just get this all off my chest and at least give people an idea as to where this all started, where it all came from, you know. And to those who ended up caught in the middle of this crap because of me, sorry. Really, because at this point, it's just crazy. I mean, shit. There's all the other stuff as well, like the Nemo stuff and that kind of got to me, but that's a whole different thing, and I don't know enough to do anything on that. I just know that it's a bunch of bullshit. But thank you for at least listening. I'm sorry it went this long. And sorry for the just random ass jumps and me getting slightly distracted there. Thanks, and have a happy new year and all that.